I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. Until then, nope, a nope, a nope, a nope. Definitely nope, a nope, nope, a nope. Probably never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. Oh no.
Hey guys, it's Dag, and it might be Peep. I don't know. I have not heard from her since yesterday, so she might be having some medical issues. She might be slammed at work. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I thought I would go ahead and start the stream, and probably in about 5 minutes, if I don't hear from her, because I texted her just a few minutes ago. If I don't hear from her, then we're going to go ahead and just do a solo stream for the day, okay? So anyway, hi. We're supposed to have SWTOR Storytime, but that's may or may not happen. I wanted to alert you that I've got drops active, so if you're like into seeing what that actual poster looks like, I can dip into the my stronghold and give you a peek and see what it looks like. So why don't we do that right now? We'll just go ahead and travel over to Ivatel's stronghold and Droman Kaz, and I'll share with you what the poster looks like. And that's the drop. That's the actual drop. And yeah, I watched someone else's streams because I didn't get credit for my own stream for whatever reason. Thank you, Twitch. Anyway, that's the drop. It's Ord Mantell with a purple frame, and I think it's kind of a cool looking little decoration. So anyway, that's that, and we're going to take him back to where he was, and probably back to Corellia. Is probably going to like drop me in the middle of the landing zone. I'm going to have to travel all the way back to where I was before. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is, well, let's do this first, okay? Now it's time for Holiday of the Day. Today's Holiday of the Day is National Alfred Hitchcock Day. Now, I know, old dude, black and white movies, etc., but, believe it or not, Alfred Hitchcock had like a gazillion movies out there that were really, really cool. And I just listed a few of my favorites here to mention. Everyone loves Psycho, especially the shower scene. Hey, North by Northwest. How about Dial M for Murder and or Vertigo? And my favorite of all time is The Birds. And I have a favorite saying that I used to have with the kids whenever we were like going places and doing our trips and everything. And we had, we'd see like a big flock of birds, and especially like the ones that do all the swirling and swooping around and stuff like that. And not SWTOR swoop. No, nothing like that. But the birds doing this, and I forget there's a terminology for it, but I don't recall what it is. Anyway, the birds doing that kind of fun thing. We would say birds everywhere, birds as far as I could see. It was horrible. And that's basically what The Birds is all about. If you don't like blackbirds, and you better not watch that movie. Anyway, that's the Holiday of the Day. Go watch a good Alfred Hitchcock movie. They're on Netflix, they're on Hulu, they're all over the place. So, you can find them anywhere. Anyway, Peep, are you on board? I'm not hearing Peep.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. I didn't know whether you were going to be able to join or not today.
I woke up really late.
Oh, do you need to like do work and stuff, or do you not?
Oh no, work has dried up pretty badly recently, so which is why I was
okay.
really late.
Your Discord mic is sounding like you're in a tunnel, or
Yeah,
maybe
hold
standing
on.
in the bathroom putting makeup on or something. I don't know.
Hold on a second.
All right.
Ah, yes, it's my headset mic that's on.
There we
Ah.
go.
Turn on the real mic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Cord went to the wrong microphone.
Yes. Talk
As it
like or
frequently
play like
does.
Mike. All right. So I guess we're gonna have SWTOR story time, unless you need me to like lead, in which case I don't know where we're headed. I'm sitting
No,
over
I'm
in
fine.
I'm sitting over in one of the subway stations. Over
I'm just
on.
checking my auctions real quick.
Oh, okay, no problem. I made a little video yesterday, and I need to edit it, but I wanted to update everybody on what's going on with my streaming room. Tomorrow, they're supposed to start installing the floor for the streaming room. It was formerly a bedroom. It's still going to be a bedroom, but I'm like, it's no longer my kids' room. So we got rid of all the sports paintings and stuff that were on the wall, patched all the holes, did a bunch of repair work in there, revised some of the electric in the room so I could plug in computers and all that stuff and not have everything just go. And anyway, got the walls all painted. I'm waiting for the floor to be done, because the next step for me in the work that I'm doing is to actually do the slat wall. And so I got to go over to the lumber yard and pick out some wood and have them cut it for me to length or to width that I need. And hopefully they won't mangle it and make me pay for like a gazillion pieces of wood. But I don't have the right equipment to be able to cut the wood myself, so I need to rely on the lumberyard to do that. And hopefully I'll find someone that knows what they're doing and be able to cut it correctly. So once I get that, then I need to figure out how to match the color, because I want it to be a walnut color, and the desktop's going to be walnut, so I wanted the slats to be similar stain to it. So I need to match that up, and then I can start having fun. I can start like decorating and doing stuff like that, and putting in the stuff like the lighting I want. And I've decided that I want to go steampunk with the room. So I see a lot of streamers and stuff got their LEDs flashing everywhere and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. I don't want a bedroom with a bunch of LEDs flashing. And actually, this room's going to be kind of like a space where I can study and I can sit and read. I'm going to have a comfy chair in there, and it'll be kind of my manhole thing. So I'm going to.
This used to be where one of your kids lived, right?
I'm sorry?
Was it where one of the boys used to have their room?
Yeah, my youngest had his room there, and he was like a big sports nut. And when we moved in, the room was painted. The ceiling actually had a football gridiron on it, and it was the Oakland Raiders against the San Francisco 49ers. So that tells you how old it was. There was a locker on one wall.
I'm supposed to boo and hiss because I'm a Coloradoan about the Oakland Raiders.
You can do that all you want to.
I don't actually know
could care
why,
less about the
and
Oakland
I
Raiders.
don't care.
Yeah, the Raiders moved twice in my lifetime, so I could care less about them anymore. They were in Oakland when I first started paying any attention to NFL, and then they moved to Los Angeles, and then they moved back to Oakland and destroyed the Coliseum in the process, and then and took everyone's money, and on top of it, taxpayers and everything, left a whole lot of debt for the city of Oakland, and then moved out to Las Vegas. So good riddance. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I'm sorry. I've seen games from the black hole. It's not my favorite way to go and watch a game. And yeah, having a bunch of hooligan drunk people barfing all over your shoes and going, "Oh yeah, football!" You know, it's like I could watch it at home and drink my beer and not have people barfing on my feet. So anyway, so we got rid of all the sports paraphernalia that was painted on the walls. Like there was a basketball hoop, there was a locker, there was like a bench with a bunch of baseball equipment and stuff on it. And so anyway, I don't know why it is that Windows decides that they've got to like pop stuff up on top of my screen now, but that's the way it is. So anyway, yeah,
I'm done at the spaceport.
You're at the spaceport? Okay, I'm over at...
We've got some things that
Oh,
need
there you
to
are.
be done here.
Yes, I'm just
Hey.
up... I'm just downstairs, so where'd you go? Oh, you must be
I went
coming
outside.
in. You must be coming. So I'll stand here
No,
and
I
wait.
just went outside.
Outside? Oh, okay. I will go outside then.
Did you see his brand new galactic Caesar?
Yeah, you know, it was weird. I opened up the cartel market, and there were only like a dozen things on the cartel market, and nothing else showed up. I go, what the hell? I got to figure out what are they doing with the cartel market, because I haven't quite figured that all out yet. I mean, you can
I
go
don't know
and,
that they're doing anything with it.
well, you can find everything. If you open it up today, there's only like half a dozen things showing on the front page, and then there's no page. There's like a second page, and that's it. So everything kind of disappears.
You mean the front page stuff?
Yeah, it's all gone. So you can't go any deeper than a couple of pages on the front page, but you can go and search everything. So yeah, that just, I mean, I got used to searching for stuff by going in and looking, you know, sorting by sale and stuff like that and seeing what's on sale. Like right now there's a bunch of dies for sale for like 50 cartel points, 100 cartel points, something like that. So anyway, all right. You got your kitty. I got my, I don't know, what do I have? What's my pet? Oh, I got my droid hanging out. Let's see if I can get another droid, another pet.
All right, we're gonna go down here and talk to Lord Chode.
Chode?
Lord Chumpstone.
You will be the first of my terror thralls.
Oh, this dude.
Your faces will be branded with symbols of victory.
I'll have artists start on the slaves, my lord. But our
Your faces
losses
will be tattooed.
Our losses are nothing so
He
long as
says,
the
I'll
Republic
have
weeps.
the artist start on the
Join
slaves.
us, my shadow operative, as we celebrate.
I appreciate the invitation, but I have my duties.
My lord,
You
the
were
other Sith are coming to
invisible again
council.
today.
Then the celebrations must wait.
It happens.
Return to your work.
Yes.
It's a virus. I cannot believe he didn't tell me to shut up for telling him I'm busy, bud.
Oh, you said, no, I don't feel like doing this? Okay.
I said, I have other shit to do.
Oh, all right.
And he just walked off.
Secure comm channel
this-
open.
Oh.
Decryption program.
Here we are, Cypher.
Is it who you thought it was?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, it was
You
Cypher.
fall into a coma and the whole galaxy goes mad. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you, even under the circumstances. There's no time for questions.
Even though I can
keep it.
only see your
dismantled
rifle.
intelligence because we were close to unraveling their plan. They're exerting unprecedented influence on Corellia. You weren't transferred here by accident. You're here to discover their endgame and expose them before it's too late.
We'll have to catch up later then. What do you have for me?
The enemy is monitoring and manipulating military activity. They concealed news of those Republic reinforcements, and I suspect they're doctoring Imperial records as well. I need an unaltered accounting of our forces on Corellia with real data. I can analyze why the conspiracy is pulling strings.
I've met some of the commanders, but I can't guarantee their information is good.
We do have one source. The Dark Council recently sent Moff Zamar to perform a top-secret accounting of every soldier, vehicle, and weapon we've lost. He's completed his tour and is taking a skyhopper to the spaceport shortly. Intercept him en route and acquire his report before the enemy can alter it.
I'll need the skyhopper route, and some way of getting his attention.
You can force his skyhopper to land by planting a series of false guide beacons around the Labor Valley battlegrounds. Once he's grounded, his Imperial Guard escort will protect his ship while you locate him. Getting the report is up to you.
Let's hope he doesn't hold me responsible for his flight plan.
There's a code word, chromatic, that might convince Amar to cooperate, or it could raise suspicion. Do what you have to, and I'll be in touch.
Chromatic.
Chromatic.
Yes, but first you have to tell him he's grounded. I'm sorry,
You're
kid,
grounded,
you're grounded.
bud.
You're grounded for the rest of your life.
But I'm an old moth. I'm not a kid. You can't ground me. Yes,
I'm
I
gonna
can.
ground your ass. You're just... Shut up, kid.
You're grounded. Okay, we're gonna go do your deal now.
My deal. So, let's see.
Oh no, this is both of us. We gotta return to Darth Charnus. This is for the world quest.
Oh, we gotta go back and...
Can't believe we're standing on one of the founding planets
We
of the
gotta
Republic.
update
I
with
mean, there was
him and
Alderaan,
tell him.
But aside from Coruscant, Corellia is the heart and
Yeah,
soul of
you
the
said
Republic.
that we should go. Bangity bang, pew pew pew, and we did. We bang banged and we pew pewed.
Yes. Especially Pew Pew. And we're going to...
We did a little punchy punchy, too, as well.
Yeah. We have a very... Your walker is like...
It's stuck.
We're going to the Tears of Taurus.
Yep.
Tears of a clown. Do, 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 do. All right, we're here. And we're going to go this way?
Yeah. Oh, no, this way. Yeah, that way. Yeah, you were going the right way.
The other way. The other
way.
The other. Yes.
The other.
The other way.
All right, what does he want?
I don't know. Did you already start the conversation?
Nope, I just joined.
Okay.
Here are the detonation codes. Brel Tavar was eager to hand them over.
I'm sure he was. Thanks to you, the Zerka Corellia Hullcracker is ours. These codes will awaken its power.
Thank God
Commander
for the Hullcracker.
Jaspel briefed me on your handling of the Brawl Teva situation. His untimely end certainly broke Zerka's resistance.
I've had way tougher jobs.
Don't get too confident. Zerka was insignificant next to Corellian Engineering Corporation. With the Hullcracker in our possession, we can finally shut down CEC and end their attacks on our rocket trams. But first, we must deal with their army. Legions of battle droids defend the CEC fortress. Our explosives team can't get close enough to detonate the Hullcracker.
CEC commands them somehow. Cut the droids off and they lose control.
You're right. CEC uses signal towers to direct their army. It's their only weak point. Bringing down the signal towers will disrupt the droids. Our explosives team sneaks in, detonates the Hullcracker, and blows the CEC doors wide open.
Pow.
CEC is about to lose contact with their army.
Once you remove the signal towers, contact Commander Kraid in CEC territory. He'll prepare you for our final assault.
All right, and I get a choice of all kinds of things and stuff. Huh, it's interesting. Oh, these are mastery. That's why it's an update. Which one is this? Incoming attacks have a 30% chance to grant 240 defensive rating. Incoming attacks have a chance to absorb shield. Okay, I'll try the absorb shield. Thank you. And I guess that's supposed to be an increase for something. Which one?
I think I probably have my relics are probably already better.
Well, my relics are higher level. 120. Yeah, my relics are 178 and 124, but
mine are 200.
Oh, well, yeah, you have much better relics. I'm going to try something out the 124. Maybe. If I can figure out which one it is. There we go. Yeah, okay. It says I did the right thing. Cool. So we got to take the shuttle back down?
Yep.
All right.
I need to make a cup of tea, by the way.
Okay. You just can't do that on the shuttle, huh?
I got a Hector Chi here, who's insisting that he wants lap time and snuggles right now.
Oh. Demanding little cuss.
He says, well, I am a Chihuahua.
Yes.
I demand things. And people give me things because I deserve it. And I'm cute.
Right. Where are we headed? Out?
Let's see. We gotta go out. Yeah.
Okay. I'll head out. Make sure I go the right way. I'm not.
Hey, I'm borrowing your bounty hunter backpack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You weren't using it.
That's true. Meanwhile, back at the spaceport.
Did you ever see a thing? I think it was in the late '90s or the early aughts. Can't remember which one, but a thing called Thumb Wars. It was Star Wars, but with thumbs. The thumbs were the characters.
Thumb Wars?
A guy does
No.
Thumb Wars, yeah, that did animation on the thumbs.
Oh, Thumb Wars. You know,
yeah.
I probably saw it on social media or something.
It was people animating faces on their thumbs. Well,
Yeah.
they took Photoshop, and it was eyes and mouth on the thumbs.
Okay.
And they would dress their thumbs like thumb puppets.
Right.
Yeah. And they did a whole Star Wars Thumb Wars. And you should watch it on YouTube if you haven't seen it recently. It's just as funny as it was. It had Princess Bunhead,
yeah.
And the robots were called Beep Boop Beep, and
Beep Boop Beeps.
Beep Boop Beep, and I can't remember what C-3PO was called. But it just every time an Imperial gets real, every time a Sith gets real haughty, I keep remembering in the Thumb Wars. You remember the scene on the bridge or in the meeting room when Darth Vader is like throwing his weight around and the one guy's like, your religion is a problem. And he's like, I choke you. And well, they replicated that scene in Thumb Wars. And the guy says, I have a question. Why is it that we all have British accents when we're from outer space and there is mountain? And he chokes him to death.
I'm going to have to look that up because I don't recall
remembering that. Thumb Wars. Yes.
I'm looking to see. There's something I can squish over here somewhere, I think. Oh. Well, you're going to fight.
I think there's a resource you can pick up.
It says that there's something over here, but I don't see it.
Well, probably it's on another level. You know how Corellia is.
This place drives me crazy. It's like, oh no, it's up on the top of this building.
Yep.
It's like, what the hell? Okay, I'll coming in. I'll be right there. Well, no, I won't. Now I'm running slower because you killed everything. Okay, there we are. There we go.
We gotta murder these Webble scum.
Webbles?
The Webbles.
Weebles.
We must murder them. You go ahead and murder, and I'll catch up with you. I gotta get my teapot.
Yeah. I'm looking. We just go all through this area and murder? Okay. Murder and mayhem. Works for me.
I mean, you could just hang out if you want to. I don't have any idea.
Alright, well, murder and mayhem. That's what we're known for. Is there another dude over here? No. It's a prairie dog. Patrol dog. There we go. And I got a gold star down here. We're going to go beat on. Hello. We got more guys to kill somewhere, I think. Guess we're gonna go around the corner, or the across
So
the
I didn't
bridge.
tell you what happened the last couple of days. I cut my thumb rather badly on a vegetable mandolin slicer.
Oh, little added protein to your dinner.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep, I cut a chunk out of my thumb, and I had to go to urgent care because it wouldn't stop bleeding after a half an hour.
Oh.
And the guy had to give me a tourniquet to get it to stop bleeding.
Oh wow.
So, and the lady was like, "Throw that vegetable slice and mandolin out. Throw it away."
Yeah, those things can be deadly.
And she said that's the third injury they've seen from those in this week.
Oh man.
Because it's getting to be springtime, people are starting to do a lot of canning and preserving of different foods,
Yeah.
right? So they get
It
out come the
slices, it
mandolin
dices. You
slicer.
can cut your thumb off. Yes.
Yep. So I'm doing a lot of dried apples right now. I have a food dehydrator. And so I'm like, I'm going to make a ton of dried apples. I got all these apples, several different kinds, ready to make a whole bunch of them, and I almost cut my thumb off. And yeah, it was a scary thing because it just wouldn't stop bleeding. It was
I didn't know you had that much blood in you, did you?
You know, I had no idea. And it hurt. And
Good thing you didn't like cut your tendon or anything, you know. That would have been
yeah,
real
yeah,
pain
it
in
could have
the
been
ass.
really bad if I'd done anything worse. It was bad enough just cutting out a little chunkier finger, so it's pretty bad, but
Let's see, can I squish
it
this
didn't
guy?
need to be any worse for sure. But could not believe what I did.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like what I did riding my bike. I flipped over my handlebars. This is up at Lake Tahoe, camping several years ago. Oh, 10 years ago. But I was riding on the trail, and it was a trail I've ridden up there probably a dozen times or so, and, you know, nothing special about it. It wasn't hard, wasn't technical. It's just that it had been raining quite a bit, so they put gravel down on the trail.
Right.
And I got majorly stuck in the gravel. My front tire did. And yeah, that wasn't necessarily good. So I flipped over, and that was the one day I was riding with my wife, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to wear my my writing gloves. Usually I wear like bicycle gloves. And that day I didn't. Well, I regretted it because I had to go to an emergency. They had to dig a chunk of pine cone out of my palm and stitch me up. And basically made referrals to hand guy, you know, saying, okay, we got to make sure that you didn't cut any nerves or do any damage to that. They said I was very close to cutting the nerve, you know, from my wrist, and but I didn't do that, so that was good.
Yeah.
You see, I got
no
17 out of 25. You got more still? We still got to kill some
Yeah,
more
I got
guys.
17 out of 25. We still got to go outside here and do the thing outside. Whatever it is. Disable the control towers. This is for Lord What's-His-Face from town. From the space station. Gotta go into town.
Oh, we got a good boy.
Not just a free sidekick, Buster.
All right.
Spring Abundance Festival ribbon. Gotta go to Dantooine to check into the Spring Abundance Festival.
So, what is the Spring Abundance Festival?
It's a thing on Dantooine where you go help out the farmers and get prizes.
Ah, okay.
Gotta go out to Dantooine. I don't think there's a breadcrumb quest. You just go to Dantooine and check in with the farmers.
Oh, they don't have anything at the fleet or anything saying, hey.
No, I don't think so. You could check. SWTOR probably has a good guide on it. She usually has a guide for everything, so.
The Lourdes. All of this SWTOR.
Alright, is that the control tower? Nope, this isn't a control tower. We have to figure out what a control tower is. So this Galactic Seasons is based around uprisings, so that'll be interesting to see if we can actually get parties for uprisings, because you never can. You never can get any parties for those things.
Because people are already partying?
I know, they just won't do it. I don't know why.
Huh. You got something against the uprisings? Or?
I don't know. Even when it came out, I could never get a party through the group finder. Yesterday I went through the, just through chat, got a group, and it was fine. It was a good time. It was fun.
Sidekick, Buster.
but I have to go again at some point because the quest... I didn't complete the quest for doing the uprising because I didn't get it until after I was done. It was pretty stupid. I was like, it's evening, it's the prime time on this server, because this server, our main server, is in our time zone.
Right.
And so I was like, well, people are just getting off of dinner, and they're settling down to play for the evening, so they're probably ready to form some groups. So I decided I wouldn't pay the 100 credits for the first Galactic Seasons. I would just earn some points, and so I went and did the uprising that I was supposed to do, and then I had enough.
Downsizing.
And I well, I completed the what am I supposed to say? I got enough points to download the first bit of the new Galactic Seasons, right?
Okay.
So that happened, and then I opened the thing and it said complete one uprising, and I'm like, God damn it. I already did. Now I'll probably never be able to do it again. So okay, we gotta contact Doodlebutt via Hollow Terminal, it says.
Which hollow terminal? Oh, it must be inside of one of these buildings.
Yeah, it's over here.
Gotta go back to the main entrance. Yeah. Oh, I gotta take care of these guys first. Who watches the Watchmen? Looks like we're going all the way to the other side of the building.
Yep. So there's a bunch of thumping and bumping out in the hallway, and I couldn't figure out what it was.
Scared of you?
Well, what it was is that Malfurion Kitty has brought his toy upstairs, and he's playing with it. He's throwing it up against the wall and, and pouncing on it.
Oh. Well, our Flap decided that, I guess he trapped a mouse underneath the hallway, like we have a rack for clothes and stuff in the hallway. And he trapped a mouse under there yesterday. Most of the day he was like hanging out trying to get to the mouse. And we got to go inside, I think? No.
I don't know. I can't tell.
Oh, it's right here. We're standing on it.
Oh, the hollow terminal.
Yeah.
Ah, crap. Sorry. Go, escape out. It started up without both of us in there.
Oh.
Let's try it again.
There we go.
The CEC signal towers are down. The droids aren't getting coordinated orders.
Very good. With their security confused, we can take the hull cracker right to CEC's doorstep. Everything is in place, Darth Jarnus.
Finally. Once CEC falls, the rocket trams can spread our forces across Corellia. Then this planet will be ours.
Does he seem like a tired old Sith to you?
Zucker's hull cracker is already in
Finally.
the field. Are you ready to shove
He
it
really
down
needs a
CEC's
nap.
throat?
Actually, he needs a
Geritol.
vacation.
All right.
When the explosion shakes your ship, get my payment ready.
Financial arrangements are underway. We pay when the CEC ion cannons are silent. Commander, have your explosive steam prime the hull cracker. Once you're in, sack the board of directors and disable the ion cannons. When the rocket trams are back online, we'll ramp up our invasion.
Okay then.
He doesn't know what we know. We know that the Imperials don't have enough troops to take this planet. Because you're with an Imperial agent and you have the skinny.
You know the real story.
You've got the straight skinny.
And now, for the rest of the story.
So I guess if we were doing this story in correct chronological order, then the agent stuff should all get done first, so that the troops are all in place and all the real information is out there. Oh well, that's okay. How do you like my orbital space laser?
That was kind of cool.
It even works indoors, strangely. Alright.
What do we do with these guys? Anything?
We are defending the experts from things.
Defend the experts, okay. Hey, Maltor!
Get it now.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Anybody?
Is this the rest of these guys? Any more? I guess that's it, huh?
I think they're done.
Well, yeah,
Boom.
They blew up the shit, so I guess it's done.
Here we go. We got the door open, now we gotta go intimidate some board of directors.
Better spicy than not. Maltor says that the work's been spicy, so...
I haven't had any work, man, so...
Okay, we're gonna go this way.
Work has been DED dead.
That was a funny place to put a bartender. I don't like my drinks mixed that way. I said shaken, not stirred. Oh my god. So Malter's gone, and basically there were 4 fails. Trying to do testing for online releases, and the test server was the wrong edition, and it was just like, oh my god. Fun times, dude. Sorry to hear that.
Is he a Steam person or just a regular client? Just out of curiosity.
No, did you hear that? Also, let him answer.
I've just been hearing a lot of similar stories after the patch from people that have the Steam, that get their thing through Steam instead of just the regular launcher.
No, I think he's talking about work.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was thinking, go, wait a second, huh? He was talking about his work being kind of shit the last couple of days because of problems he's been having with
I thought he was saying that I thought he was saying he was on the test server. And
well, he was, but work test server.
Not the game test server. I thought he was talking about the game test server.
No. Do I need to touchy this too, or just you?
Yeah. I don't know.
No,
I tried to start it.
I can't touch it.
You come in here and touch it.
I can't. There's
this must be mine. Okay. I don't know.
There we go.
Maybe this
First
one's
you break
just...
into my company, then you barge in here without an appointment.
Maybe you don't need to join.
My droids will throw you out piece by piece. Then Darth Charnas will realize CEC can't be taken.
I've taken out a small army of CEC's finest. Why not a few more?
This is C9X, the perfect marriage of Zerka's lethality and CEC's inspired engineering. Even controls nearby droids with a custom signal emitter. Combat
I don't know why he thinks he needs to tell us all this stuff, because we're just going to wreck it.
You should have just bought a ticket off Corellia.
This marvel's an investment in CEC's future. Nothing's more important. Come on, C9X, show your stuff.
Show your stuff, big boy. Okay, we're going after this dude.
Let me cough in your ear. Alright, so dismantle it right in front of him. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, that's a...
Business is war, gentlemen, and we've almost got the scum beat.
Malter's basically
Master Moss,
describing
we have company.
It's like
that means
there were
C9X.
similar issues
You
apparently a
destroyed
while
him?
back.
Impossible.
He was checking the tickets, and they had archived the tickets, so he couldn't check. And
I
then
bet you'll come apart
he's
much
referencing
easier
his
than that
notes
tank
and found
of yours.
that it was the
They're
same
not laying a
problem
finger on me.
from back in November.
Droids, attack!
Benton, they've got the C9X signal emitter. Maybe we should just surrender.
So apparently they hadn't
Corellian
fixed it from
Engineering
back in
Corp
November.
stands for something. This is our chance to do the same.
But
Go
they
ahead.
had closed the
Turn
ticket.
our droids on us. If you enslave CEC, it won't be with our help.
You heard him, droids. Open fire.
Ah, okay. He says wasn't the difference that there wasn't an issue was the upgrade, but the upgrade was only documented in the ticket. Alright, so the droids are like killing. Are these all Zerka? Oh yeah, they are the Zerkas. And Zerka Circus is done. Oh, you need to go tell people, I guess.
No, we had to overload the ion cannons.
Okay.
So we'll return to him in a bit. We've probably got some other stuff to do. Central Tower. I'm on this Facebook group called All Bugs Go to Kevin. It's a group called that because the guy who runs it is called Kevin. He's an entomologist out in Britain somewhere.
Okay.
So there's a guy who's like, this person's like, oh, I found this cute little jumping spider in my wood pile. And I want to adopt her and bring her inside and put her in an enclosure and stuff. What do I do? Because I can have a pet. And I said, listen, if you want a jumping spider pet, you should probably get one from a breeder. Because, a reputable breeder, I said. Because the thing is, about wild spiders. Lady spiders only need to mate once to get pregnant forever. So it's likely that if she's a lady spider that she's a grown-up, she's already been mated, and she probably has the materials on her to make babies for the rest of her life.
Not scared of you.
So what people do is they get these wild spiders and they put them in their little enclosures, and then suddenly they're presented with 50 to 100 to 200 babies, depending on what the species is, and then they don't know what to do. So I would just let her be, you know.
Let her do her thing.
You want to build her a little shelter that she can hang out in, out of a wooden box or whatever. You go for it. But I would leave her outside. And it's cold out there and whatever, and I get it, but wild animals have, they're supposed to be outside. They have the tools. Spiders, when they're cold, they go into this hibernation state called, it's not true hibernation, it's something called diapause, where basically they slow their systems down. So it's really close to hibernation. But it's how they protect themselves from the cold when it gets really cold. They're fine. But can you imagine? Like, I'm gonna adopt this pet spider, and they're like, thank you! Now I have 100 babies! And jumping spiders are really cute. They're the ones with the big, giant, googly eyes. They're adorable.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't think you want 100 of them. There's never just one spider.
Oh, I started telling the story. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was telling the story
go.
that Flap got hold of a mouse yesterday.
Oh, yes, we got interrupted.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
What did he do with it?
Well, he was like batting it around and, basically playing it, right? And wifey decided that was enough because the mouse was like standing in the floor, and Flap was like watching him. He was literally running around in a circle. like a very tight 6-inch diameter circle. He was just like circling. And it's like, okay, this guy's had it. He's just about done for. So, wifey trapped him in a cup, and we put him outside, where he can be properly eaten by other critters outside.
Right. Right.
Yeah, Flathead had enough fun. He was like kind of upset with us last night.
He's like, I'm trying to provide for the table. You guys are terrible hunters.
Yeah, Balter says, even better news from Australia. You know the Sydney funnel web spider, like the huge ones of a few inches that can bite through shoes?
Yeah, those guys are cool, though. They're really neat.
I'm not scared of you.
If you live in Australia, you just learn how to be very careful about spiders. They have these other ones, though, that are totally harmless called... Yeah. They have these harmless ones called the huntsman spiders, and they're completely harmless, but they're huge, and they crawl up the walls, and people are like, ah! Giant spider. We have nothing like that in Colorado. We have some big tarantulas out in the desert, I think. Oh, yeah, we're going the wrong way. Come this way.
We used to get the tarantulas down where I lived, where I grew up. And they're, of course, they have a mating season, right? So it's like you're driving along, and here's like, 5 or 6 of these big-ass tarantulas
we gotta go back this
across.
way. You've got a quest back here, I think.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention. Earlier this year, they discovered there were bigger ones around another area. They turned out to be another species. Newcastle Big Boy, they called it, like twice the size of the Sydney funnel web. Same venom, so they already have the antidote. That's a good thing.
Nice. Gotta be careful around bitey spoods.
Yeah, stuff that likes to eat you, you tend to leave it.
Well, they don't eat you. You're not their prey. You're a million times bigger than them.
Yeah. Average 4-inch wide body.
Spider bites really are terrible, and what's even worse about them is that they're always an accident. Because they don't mean to bite you. They don't want to bite you. You're way too big to eat.
Okay, you're waiting for me to go in. Yes.
Yes.
I need to talk to the explosive expert now.
Those droids will be on our tails soon.
I wonder if this was your quest the whole time, or...
I don't know. Meet the explosives experts. I'm meeting them, but I don't see anything to click on or anything.
Those droids will be on our tails soon. Keep them off while we rig this hull cracker.
Let's see, what is it? Industrial collapse. That's the name of the quest.
Oh, we have to...
I'm trying to see what it says. Having breached the rebellious CEC's headquarters, it's time to carry out Darth Charmus's plan, breaking down CEC's front door, watch the hull cracker, clear the way for the Empire demolition experts so that they can move the hull cracker into position, meet the explosives expert at the CEC's main entrance on the CEC island in Incorporation Islands. Okay.
What? So we're having to repeat this quest again because you didn't get credit for some reason.
Well, yeah, but I don't have anything to click or anything. Who do I talk to?
That's really weird. Do you have Return to Darth Charnus in your thing?
I do not. It says Industrial Collapse. Dear. It just says Yeah, meet the explosives expert at the entrance. Empire's demolition expert so that they can move the hull cracker into position. Yeah, it just...
Did you talk to this guy here?
I talked to him, but there wasn't... He doesn't have, like, anything above his head to talk to.
Droids will be on our tails soon.
Click
Keep
on
them
him.
off while we rig this hull cracker.
Anything?
Yeah, he just says they'll be on our tails soon. He doesn't say anything else. And I'm waiting for stuff to show up, and then it's not showing up.
So why didn't you get credit the first time we did this?
I don't know.
That's strange.
Yes.
All right, well, nothing's happening, clearly.
Yeah, it does say that I have to, like, maybe I didn't kill enough people out here?
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think it's a bug or something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And it is... Yeah, it's...
Well, I don't know what the problem is. We're clearly not getting it done.
Take the security key pass key. Oh, okay. This is a different... I have a different quest. This is something takeover. Ah, these guys again. I thought I killed you before. Get off. Nalter says, I know that I'd be checking the toilet for life if it had ever happened once, to be honest.
I have a friend that's lived in Australia for 20 years now, and he's never encountered a single funnel web the whole time he's been down there. I think he told me that the problem of critters being poisonous in Australia is hyperinflated in the imaginations of people that live elsewhere.
Yeah, that's probably true. So I see that I need to go into the building on the right over here. Is that for you as well?
I don't know. Let's go see.
There's a bunch of stuff. Oh, it looks like we just passed through the building. It doesn't look like we actually have
We're just murdering things.
This guy doesn't want to die. He has a whole lot of armor. Walter says there's probably differences in areas, but mainly Australians know how to deal with them. Most of the other countries don't have anything similar, so they get extra scared. Many add, or extra stupid.
Or maybe a little of both. It's not stupid.
Yeah, probably both. Stupid
It's
scared.
not stupid to be scared of animals that can hurt you. It's reasonable to be wary of them. But I think he's right. I think people have a... It just gets...
Overinflated.
Yeah, people just get it over... They get a bigger idea of what it actually is than reality.
Yeah, and he points out almost all of the blue-ringed octopus bites are from tourists playing with them. Sure.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I would imagine.
Okay, so did you go out the other side?
Yeah, I'm coming out this way.
Okay, I see you moving along. Oh, I got something to scan here. You crossed the bridge, I gather. Did you go down or did you cross?
No, I just crossed over.
Okay. I still can't get on, yeah, I can. Get on the speeder. All right, here we are. Excuse me, sir, but you're driving a bantha through the premise. Not permitted. Banthas are not permitted in Circa headquarters.
You'd think that they wouldn't be worried about a little bantha poop considering all the destruction.
Yeah. Okay, we got something over there that I don't need to stop for. I've got, on my mini map, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 different locations where it's pointing out, but all of them suggest that they're for you. Oh, no, no. There's one for me.
They've got that join the fight bundle up again with that mount. It's available again. The
Here's Incorporation Island.
The KC Norco whatever.
Do you see where we're headed? Corporate Council Tower Taxi.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
What's it called? Let's see.
Oh, I see. You got a bunch of stuff up in Labor Valley.
Yep, I do. Slightly different area.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Hello, little puppy. What are you doing? What are you doing, little puppy? What is? My little dog has just shoved his nose under my hand. That's a pretty clear message.
Yeah, our cats do that too.
I want pets. Pets right now.
Would this be a good location and time to take a quick break?
Yeah, my feet are getting cold. I need to put some socks on.
Okay. Don't want Peep with cold feet when we're playing SWTOR. Definitely not. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a flush. Hang in there. If I can find my break button. There it is. We are back. Yay. All right. I guess I got to go in here because it's a quest.
Hey, bud.
Or something like that. All right.
I sneezed and Hector stopped chewing on his bone to look at me because he was concerned. He's scared of sneezes.
Oh, did you sneeze?
I did. He is the funniest dog about sneezes. When anybody sneezes, he takes off into the other room and then he comes back.
Freaks,
he's like,
huh?
Your face exploded.
Yes, that happens. Oh, I gotta go steal from this guy over here. Clean up the dead body. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I keep following you and you just leave dead bodies everywhere.
That's my job.
I thought your job was intelligence.
I mean, yes, but I'm an Imperial, so part of gathering intelligence is leaving dead bodies in your wake.
Alright. I can get that.
I mean, video game spies really... Any popular culture spy, you know I'm an espionage nut. Real spies don't leave bodies everywhere. That's just... that's not a thing. The last thing you want if you're trying to get information is for there to be a bunch of dead people around.
Alright, I got the pass key.
Because that always calls attention to what you're doing, so...
I'm going to clicky on this thing over here. Alright, the elevators have been overridden in. And now we got to go take the elevator.
I think people get disappointed in real spy stuff. I like real spy story, like genuine real life spy stuff. Because real life spies are not sexy, are not adventurous. They're not, they look like everybody else. Can you guess why?
Yes.
Because you're not supposed to stick out.
Yep.
You're supposed to be the little gray man. Or woman. A lot of spies are women. Lots of spies are women. Precisely because people don't expect women to be spies.
And men are stupid when it comes to women spies.
Yep. But we're not even talking about seductive, sexy women. We're talking about just the lady that cleans, you know, the lady that cleans the office when after everybody's gone.
Yeah.
The lunch lady, whatever sort of background lady that just disappears into the background all the time. She has a very good chance of being a spy. That's a good place to put a spy if you need to.
Sir, they're dangerous.
Guys, I'd let your boss do the talking. Trust me.
I see they're obviously not Imperial soldiers. This is clearly a question of money, not loyalty. Am I right?
Maybe not the lunch lady, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to
I
spy
got
on
my
elementary
reasons for
school
being
students.
here. Money's
You know what
only
I mean.
one of them.
Look, I'm a powerful man. I can open a lot of doors. Let's work something out. The private
sounds like he
sector
has money.
always needs good talent, and we'll pay you what you're worth. Why collect one paltry bounty when I can pay you a fortune in regular wages?
I'm more the cash-in-hand type.
No head for numbers.
You can still come quietly.
You can't appreciate the opportunity you're throwing away. Show him the door.
Me and Victor will stay out of your way.
Oh, it's a Wookiee. I didn't even see the Wookiee. That's right, he's behind a
We can
shield
work this
now.
out. The Empire can have Corellia. I'll slip off world and retire somewhere in the colonies.
Make me drag you out of there, and they'll have to shoot your next press conference from the neck up.
Don't hurt me. I'm unarmed. I can't stop you. I'll go quietly.
froze his ass. Okay. Still gonna kill another 15 of these dudes running around here, though. Peep, did we lose your mic?
Nope.
Oh, okay. You're just being very quiet.
Very, very quiet. I'm hunting Webbles.
Webbles?
Yeah.
Well, they do make the world go round.
It's Webble season. Duck season. Webble season.
Yes.
Duck season. Webble season.
I guess I kill 15 of the guys.
I don't know. Oh, my encounter with the jumping spider I was going to tell you about. I had it there. I was in my back garden watering my plants before the winter came on. And I was looking under the leaves and just to make sure everything's healthy, and I saw this beetle. Really pretty beetle. I've never seen anything like it. It had a back that looked like it was shiny and it looked like it was made of copper.
Ooh, cool.
Like I thought, gosh, is this a living being? This is a real living being. Oh my gosh. And it was a real living being. And I was like, oh wow, a beetle that looked like it's made out of metal. How cool. I didn't know we had anything like that in Colorado. So I look at I turn to the right, and underneath a leaf, sitting nearby, is a little jumping spider peering out from under the leaf. Like, and it kind of went, wink, 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 turned around to look at me like, excuse me.
Malter says you're not talking about a
my
copperhead,
lunch.
but a copper butt.
A copper butt. But the jumping spider looked directly at me, and I could have sworn that it was like, excuse me, that's my lunch, ma'am. Do you mind? It just gave me such a look that I thought, you know, even though you don't have eyebrows, you can sort of tell that it's giving you the stink eye. Like, excuse me.
I'm sorry I was here first. Go get your own beetle.
So I was like, sorry,
pretty
sorry.
sidekick buster.
Oh my gosh, are you gonna eat that beautiful beetle? Okay. All right.
Trimming the fat.
I'm not gonna stay around to watch it, but go ahead. It was so cool. The little jumpers in Colorado, they like to live under leaves, and they hang out under stuff a lot of the time.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
Okay, we're going back
That
to
was a
Incorporation
fun little
Island.
encounter.
Have a safe
We
and
have
pleasant stay.
the jumpers that we have here in Colorado are mostly the zebra type. They're really tiny, itty bitty. They're maybe a half an inch long, and when they're full grown, and they are zebra striped on their butt, so they're really cute.
Malter
I
says
don't know.
pretty soon all the beetles will be laced with ghost peppers as the spider tries to outspice you on them, like the lunch thieves.
Yeah, that's right. They'll be like, quit eating everything I have in the refrigerator plant.
Go by the hoodlums.
Okay, you're doing hostile takeover, right?
Yeah.
The quest.
And turn left. left.
Have you seen the new Galactic Seasons mounts?
I have not.
One of them is the little one. It's in just a different version of the Varactyl, you know, the like lizard type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one looks like a space Buick.
Space Buick. I like that.
You've obtained Chairman Fane. Good. We proceed on schedule. General, see to the bounty hunter's reward.
Yes, my lord.
Can you see this?
Our next objective is to bring Corellia's beasts to heel. You will be the one to break them.
How do you plan for me to do that?
The Corellians cohabit with a number of species.
Amen
the most
to
numerous
that.
and organized are the Salonians.
It's not a space
The
Tesla.
Republic needs to see the Salonians accede
Yes.
to the Empire. A representative must be acquired.
It would just blow up.
I thought the space Tesla actually fell back to Earth, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Never seen a Salonian. What am I looking for?
Man-sized vermin with enough intelligence to fear us. They support the rebellion from Coronet City's interstitial maintenance corridors. One particularly tenacious animal leads packs of raiders to undermine our front lines. It will make as good an example as any. General Trow will brief you on the battle plan. When you have the creature, bring it to me in Axial Park.
You'll have your Salonian soon.
Trying to locate the Salonian raiders in the guts of Coronet City would be almost futile. Instead, you'll target an invaluable Salonian resource and force these raiders to defend it.
I was getting tired of chasing all my targets down anyway.
Follow the plan exactly, and they'll have nowhere to run. Salonians rely on a small breeding caste to reproduce. With their future at stake, the Salonians will have no choice but to act. Raid the Salonian warrens under Labor Valley, take your hostages, and hold them at these coordinates.
What's so special about this section of tunnels?
It's a dead end. They'll believe they have you cornered right up to the moment you cut off their only route of escape. These shock collars will keep the alien filth in line while you lead them to the ambush coordinates. When your objective is complete, report directly to Darth Torman in Axial Park. Just follow the sound of destruction.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We're supposed to go and pick up the Salarians where they think they're getting nookie and drag their sorry butts. Hopefully we let them get dressed first.
Let's go down here and turn in the world quest. This should be the finish of the world quest for me,
okay.
I think. And then hopefully it'll open up for you again and we can go back and check later.
Oh, maybe.
I think we should focus on our class quests. But let's go ahead and just, since we're here, I just want to turn it in.
Okay.
And then we'll see if it'll reset for you, or maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Where is he? There he is. Go back and jump on the shuttle again. Get up there. There we go.
Can you get in this door without me?
It's blue-ish. Should be able to. Yep, you're
So the
there.
quest is still active for you. That's weird. Alright. I'm just seeing if we can figure out what the bug
It says
problem
you own the story, so.
Okay. then it
Beautiful work.
didn't finish for you for
The
some
CEC
reason.
director's death shook the
Blah, blah,
rebellion.
blah, 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 as
We'll
you
ensure their
wish.
new leaders.
All right.
All right. All right, so at some point we'll go back and see if, now that I've turned it in, if it's freed up the, if it'll start for you. And if you have to reset it, then it won't reset me.
Okay.
We just won't have an extra bug on our hands, so. I don't mind doing it again.
No, I mean,
I just want
not a big deal.
it's fine. We'll just focus on other stuff for now. I just zoomed through the ending because I didn't want to... You're going to have to show it again after you complete it anyway, so...
Yeah, yeah.
Got my kitty in the bumper seat. Ow! Cat seat. My kitty with the chicken feet.
Yes. At least they're not pickled.
Yeah. We hope not, anyway.
Hope I'm going to turn some stuff in.
What can I get for you?
Repair and sell junk.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that
should
was-
do that too.
That was good because, nope, I didn't want to sell that. Buy back. Give me back that satchel. Where is it? Oh, I got 2 things of crafting materials that got shoved in the,
Come back anytime.
the sales. That was inappropriate. Okay. All right, where am I headed here? It says here, I see 2 Peepa Deeps on, let's see where your map is saying you need to go. You got a bunch of stuff up in the Labor Valley. We already talked about that. I guess we could go up there and get your stuff done?
Well, don't you have more stuff to do on
Capture
your
the young Solonian.
quest?
Oh, the propagator. Yeah, but it doesn't say where it is.
Yeah, we both... Yes, it does. We both have to go take the tram over here.
Okay.
So I bet you're out in Labor Valley with me. He did say something about the creatures, the
Oh, yeah, there it
Corellians
is.
keep
Yeah,
on the
I see it.
planet. So that's where the zoo is, so I think. I think we're all
out at the zoo.
headed to... I think we're all headed to Labor Valley now. Into the fire.
Paths are currently open for business.
Into the
Have
fire.
a safe and pleasant stay.
I'm reunited. Into the fire. I am the spark. Sarah McLaughlin.
I like Sarah McLaughlin.
Yeah. Wee! I like the trams. That's one of the fun things about Corellia, is taking the trams. Whoa!
Wish you
What
could
is
do
that,
a
taking the
Tom
roller
Cruise
coaster?
and right on top of it. That'd be kind of fun.
Whoa! It'd be fun to take the trams if you had like a really big screen that wrapped around.
Yeah. Okay, meanwhile at the Imperial War Camp.
I guess I should show you the new Galactic Seasons Varactyl. Might as well, since I have it. The Varactyls are not my favorite mount, so I don't really use them that much, but... Well, I don't remember what he's called. Did I unlock him? I'm sure I did.
Oh, I got mail. While you were standing there, I'm going to check my mail. Dear Zerka partner, the Zerka Corporation Board of Directors was greatly distressed to learn of your recent troubles with our head of Corellian operations, Bral Tavar. We apologize wholeheartedly for Tavar's actions. It is Zerka's policy to never become involved in political matters, and we hold the greatest respect for your handling of the situation. Please accept the attached as a token of our appreciation and as reassurance that the Zerka Corporation looks forward to serving your needs in the future. Regards, Yem Lexenda. And 5,100 credits. Thank you. That's
funny.
Yeah.
That very much sounds like a corporate overlord kind
definitely.
of situation, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. I have the thing open on the other server. I'll show it to you on the other server.
Okay.
At some point, if we're ever on the other server together again. Alright, over here. Good person to talk to. Here we go.
This is yours.
Yep. Can you see it?
We'll light up this whole city to burn out the rebels.
Alright, well then I will...
Maybe if I get off my mount.
Just giving me more chores to do.
We'll light up this whole city to burn out the rebels.
Major Tradick.
There's a collaborator that's giving me information.
So you need to go collaborate?
Well, I took information from the collaborator.
Got it.
When we're done with him, I'm gonna have to shoot him in the face. You realize that, right? Because you can't trust traitors.
No.
Can't trust a traitor.
Oh, this is a flashpoint over here. Directive 7.
We're heading toward your deal.
Okay.
Stick to the wall, you might not have to fight these guys.
Oh, you went that way? I was looking to see if there's no
you went the other way.
Yeah, I went the wrong way.
Your thing is down the other way. I seem to be going faster than you this week, and nothing's changed. I don't know what's going on. Last week you were going faster than me, and I think we actually have the same level of speed now, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I purposely did that to pick it up. Well, who? I don't see where we can get into this place.
Right here.
Okay. Tunnel network.
This is the Salonian tunnels.
There's a Salonian over there, and something to go scan, so I'm going to go click on this one first.
I'm not scared of you.
Got tired of waiting for me.
Really?
No, I was asking. My guys die so slow. It's like, oh, because it's DOT, right?
Yep. Boop-a-doop-a-dooba-doo.
Gotta cruise through the tunnels.
Oh, so the lady replied who had talked about taking the little spider inside. She was like, I did not realize that they could have babies for the whole of their lives. Thank you very much for the information.
Thanks for
and I said,
warning me.
I said, hey, you know, a lot of well-meaning people take spiders indoors and as, you know, pets, not expecting the 100 babies or whatever, and then they don't know what to do, so. But there's nothing wrong with building her a shelter outside, which is what you did. That was really thoughtful and nice and great. Nothing wrong with that. She built her a shelter where the spider can come and go as she pleases. She's not trapped in there, so.
Nice.
Yeah. And the spider likes it. You can tell she likes it because she built her little hammock in there. Jumpers like to hang out in a little hammock a lot of the times, especially if it's time for them to molt or if it's too cold out. They will just hang out in their little hammock. Salonian tennis.
I'm just scanning stuff. Failed. Because we were fighting. There we go. Come here, Mako. Could you scan this for me, please? Thank you. Now I gotta go back up and get that stuff.
Sidekick Buster.
This way, I guess? Either way, right?
Yep, they're making go all through the tunnels.
Stomping the Salonians. Stomp, stomp. Still got more. Oh wait, there's more.
Boss Kitty says meow. They must have sampled somebody's just real life cat, because that sound effect for that cat is so realistic.
All right. Can you get in?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now
Right
we
behind
go.
you.
Get it now.
We've seen these guys. Big hole in the ground. I'll go counterclockwise.
Why not?
65. Woo. And what's in this area here? It's a propagator. What do I do with a propagator? Oh, that's right. I capture her. All right, she has now been captured.
Okay. Good.
Excuse me, Mama. We need to go. Now a bunch of these guys. Nothing in here except dead bodies. So unfortunately, those guys will never get to propagate.
Nope, they're not passing their DNA on.
You took care of it.
Yeah, we splattered their DNA all over the floor.
Their furry little heads are kind of interesting. Maybe I'll collect one or two.
They kind of look like weasels. Not anymore.
Scouts. All right, and I need to buckle her up. One more over here.
I'm not scared of you.
Where's the girl? Oh, she's over here. The Lady Solarian. Solonian. Hello. Arms up. Thank you. And I guess we move to the ambush point.
Yep.
And they follow us into the tunnels. We took our women. I like the way they just keep bouncing. You blow them up and they bounce. Cannot see target. I can see it fine. How do you think I picked it? Trying to figure out what this one... Oh, I guess I'll figure it out later. Ravager,
you have much to answer for.
Yield and meet a quick
Yield
death.
and meet a quick death. Oh, I don't see you yielding.
Yeah.
I hear you're quite the fighter. Let's settle this personally. Winner take all.
So they have shock collars on. Why are they walking so funny? Yeah, don't answer that question.
This isn't our proudest moment.
Return our sisters and mothers now before my warriors use your body to show the Sith that they know nothing of fear. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Save your concern for yourself.
Killing him slowly.
You can't kill people
slowly.
You can't kill people slowly with guns, guys. That's the whole point of guns. Did you see Roberta Flack pass away?
Yes. Alright, I gotta talk to him. Alright, talk at me. Wait, that does nothing. My people will be fighting. Will die fighting.
Die
we will
fighting.
Not become, yeah, my people will do something. We will not become slaves of your empire.
You're not gonna die, but you'll beg. Anyone else feeling brave? I've got what I came for. Scurry off before I change my mind.
We're sorry, Sharona. You are no longer my Sharona.
Sleep tight.
Alright, I got that bounty. So I guess we're going to go turn it in?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Rendezvous with Darth Tormund. Oh, you? Really? You've given up, huh?
Not just a pretty sidekick, Buster.
It's almost time for us to end our session for the day.
My knife caught the spam bot.
Nice.
Yeah, it says, so this one comes up as this: chief viewers on streamboo.com remove the space, and this is whatever his name is. You're mistaken. Blacklist spam warning.
Oh my gosh. All right.
And let's see, it shows here. Oh, that's yours over on the other side. So I guess we just go out the top way.
Yep.
To Labor Valley. That goes to
it'll
your
be
next quest.
faster. Well, we've only got about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
No, 6 minutes. So I don't think we're gonna do anything really much more today.
Yeah.
We'll murder some Solonians on the way out. Get our bearings. And get an idea of what we're going to do next time.
Out of the blue, and once because the streamer was having mental issues, he thinks. Yeah, I get these guys advertising viewers all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll let my Nightbot take care of them.
When I had my podcast, we, my co-host actually purchased one of these packages to try to get us more listeners, and it turned out that we did get a bunch more clicks, but they were all the people in Indonesia, so clearly just people working on content farms.
Yeah. I imagine that.
And it did us absolutely no good at all. It was completely wasted money. So.
My inventory is full.
Well, we're at the end of our session, so you can probably send Mako off to sell the gray stuff, and you'll have enough
this is a bad
space
time. We'll
to
talk when
loot
it's safer.
and get to the
yes.
Just
Let's
get to the point where we can
sell the trash items.
Step out.
All right.
And she just left. The one was a streamer I modded for, and suddenly she banned me. No clue why. The other ones had said I'd been lurking due to baby sleeping, and apparently her mod was illiterate and banned me. Then she got mad because I banned her in another stream. She refused to unban me, and I was in the wrong, but she go banned in her friend's stream over it. Well, she got banned. Okay. Sorry to hear that, dude. I don't have enough people watching to actually worry about that. It's just the way it is. It's like the people that are advertising to me or trying to jump on me are the ones that are trying to sell art or get views, like that.
All right, we're above ground. Hooray!
Yay! Right. I guess we're gonna get out of here and go. Should we just camp out with the shovel? This place is anyhow.
I think I'll go to the. Fleet. We're gonna be level 66 here pretty soon, and then it'd be nice to be able to switch to our new set of armor.
Yeah, I'm level 65, and I haven't worked on my stuff for a while, so I need to do that. All right,
well,
so you're going to go to your stronghold, or you did go to your stronghold, or are you going to?
I'm going right now.
Okay.
But I'm looking. I have the next set is the Hadrium set, and I've got most of your transmog stuff done. All that's missing is the hands right now. Yep, just the hands, and then I'll have your transmog stuff. And
So,
then I gotta get our actual equipment done.
See, I made your sniper rifle. You're level 200? Okay, so you've got that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I have to like do training and get up to the next level. All right, I will go to the fleet and do that then. Let's see. I'm going to go to my go to my stronghold and then go to the fleet. There we are. Oh, let me throw some stuff in the bank while I'm here. I'll do that later. Oh, actually, how much room do I have? I don't have a whole lot of room anyway. Oh, I got a bunch of... Oh, that's right. I bought that stupid dress. Okay. I need to throw some stuff in my legacy bank. That's what's taking up my space. My girly outfit.
All right, well, that is it. We're done for today.
In the meantime, don't forget to do this.
Follow me, please. It is definitely not a trap.
And if I don't see you before the next time I see you, have a good day. Have a great afternoon. Have a wonderful evening. And I shall see you all soon. Love you and peace out.